I've been using the Quad Cortex Mini for a couple of weeks, and in this video I'm gonna show you the big cons, the big improvements they did on the Quad Cortex Mini, and also where they really f***ed up. Because let's be honest, the Quad Cortex Mini is almost perfect for me, but there are a couple of things that literally ruined my experience. Before we start, if you don't know me, my name is Fab, and every Wednesday I post a video like this where I talk about gear, mostly related to metal, hardcore and heavy music. So if you like this kind of content, please feel free to subscribe to my channel, it really helps. So first improvement they did, they changed the volume knob, because in the original Quad Cortex there was a big volume knob. They changed it for two buttons like this, volume up and volume down. And for me, since I'm a touring musician, this is way safer than the big knob. I become a real freak when it's about shit that could happen on shows, and for me, the big knob was a big one. So shout out Neural DSP for this. The second big improvement they did is, on the real one, the power button was like a tactile button. And for me, I don't understand why they did this. Of course, you can lock it so you can't turn it off by mistake, but we all know that sometimes when you play shows, you forget obvious things, like for example, locking the button. So what they did on the Quad Cortex Mini is they put a real button here on the back of the device. And once again, big shout out, because it was a real issue for me on the big Quad Cortex. Third big improvement on the Quad Cortex Mini is obviously the size. It's pretty big for a portable device, but when you think about it, compared to the big Quad Cortex, it's pretty small. Look, I have a tube screamer with me, and we could say that it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times the size of a tube screamer. Improvement number 4, they kept almost every inputs and outputs. When they announced the Quad Cortex Mini, I was scared about missing some connections, some inputs and outputs, but they pretty much kept everything on the Quad Cortex Mini, so it's almost the same connections. And fifth big improvement, it's the power supply. They did something like that, and I think it's pretty smart. It's, look, you just have to push this button right here, and you can switch between the different adapters depending where you're using your Quad Cortex. And for people like me, for example, I'm touring a lot across the world and I need this. And it's sold with different adapters, European one, the US one I just showed you, this one is the Australian one I think, and this one is the English one. And thank you Neural DSP for this. Thank you. And yes, and since I'm talking about the power supply, they did something really smart. It's the power supply is lockable. So you just have to push the power supply into the hole, twist it, and it's locked. 10 out of 10. And wait, because now we're gonna talk about the cons. This power supply is not that good. It feels, first of all, it feels pretty cheap. For a $1,400 device, this is unacceptable. The power supply feels so cheap. And this system, I don't know, just listen to the sound it does. It feels so cheap, oh my god. The idea was good, but I don't know, they could have done this better. It means that I won't have the choice to buy another one for touring, because I really don't trust this thing. Another big con, and for me they f***ed up big time, it's there's no momentary foot switch. Can you please explain to me, Neural DSP, it's the exact same knobs on the Quad Cortex and the Quad Cortex Mini, why there's no momentary foot switch? Just tell me, because I just don't understand. Another con on the Quad Cortex Mini is it overheats a lot. It becomes hot when you use it after a couple of minutes. It's not my first multi-effect, I used to have a lot before, but it's the first time I have a device that becomes so hot after using. But I'm a bit scared about this. And last con, it's not only about the Quad Cortex Mini, but also about the real Quad Cortex. It's the interface, it looks a bit old. I'm sorry, but when you see the interface of the Fender Tone Master, the dark glass anagram, it looks like a 2015 device. And don't tell me you can't do anything with it. Moore just did it last year with the GE300, which is a pretty old multi-effects from like 2017 I guess, and they rebuilt everything. So the GE300 went from 2017 interface to something much more modern. The good point is Neural DSP always update the software so it becomes more and more powerful. I don't know about you Quad Cortex users, but in my opinion, it's time to do something. Anyway, that's all for me for today. If you're a Quad Cortex or a Quad Cortex Mini user, tell me what you think in the comment section below. If you wanna get one for you, I'm putting my affiliate links in the description. Before you go, please don't forget to subscribe to my channel. And that's it. See you next Wednesday. Bye.